Special event alert.
I sprained my ankle and my knee scooter got caught in the turnstile. Which is excuse number 204 for being late for changeover, your weekly space news and variety show. I'm your host, Marty Smith, and I'm joined by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
I will never use a knee scooter. That solves the problem right there.
Oh, they're so fun.
After your hands start hurting.
Turnstile.
You might be late.
That might be late.
And our man in the closet, Jake Wall.
What's going on, guys? Always good to see you. Don't get fucked off that knee scooter right there.
We got worse ailments to talk about in this episode. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
We're here to bring you the latest headlines and updates pertinent to all Guardians and to the other Earthbound branches as well. So take your seats, get informed, and have a laugh because...
Wait for changeover. Rocks the Rockies.
Nice.
that's new, isn't it?
You guys probably weren't in Colorado during the very late 70s or early 80s,
Nope.
but that was KBPI's tagline. They did that
Really?
electronic Rocks the Rockies. Yeah, it's a really cool. There was a TV commercial that KBPI did that it was just a woman's mouth, and she did like 3 seconds of a bunch of songs, and at the very end she says KBPI Rocks the Rockies. It's really cool. It's out on YouTube. Yeah,
that's cool.
so there's sexy mouth too. It was a great commercial. So good to see you guys. Good to see you. Sad news today, if you haven't heard. Ozzy Osbourne passed away today at age 76.
Yeah.
I mean, that obviously they never explain exactly what it was, but he had Parkinson's and God knows what else. I mean, he's probably lucky to be that he made it to 76. If you ever watch a documentary on him or anything,
You know the other one that passed away?
female actor. Oh, well, here.
Yeah.
But then there was
Theo Huxtable, man.
Yeah. He drowned, right?
Yeah, in Costa Rica.
On family vacation.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine?
Think about that.
Golly, man. You're out there splashing around having a good old time, and then...
Right.
Ocean pulls you out. Man.
Times I've been to the lake with my buddies drunk when people are like, let's swim across the lake. And they're like, F you, I'm going to the fire. And you're like, you wouldn't think to look for them till like the morning. And they're like, whatever happened to those guys? So I don't know how we made it and something else doesn't make it. So
that's just another example of when it's your time, you're out.
I don't think either one of you guys, Ozzy, is in your playlist, but I may be surprised. When did Ozzy ever come into your reality? Right?
Probably part of Black Sabbath as a teenager.
Oh, really? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I was too young for that. I never listened to that one, but Crazy Train, you couldn't get away from it because everybody, junior high, at least for me, it was like, can you please stop rewinding and playing that fucking song over and over and over again
how you're like
in the locker room or something like right.
Well, and when he was doing that thing with what Tommy, what's his name from the drummer, Tommy Lee, and he was with Tommy Lee and he chewed the bat head off.
Oh, that was the when Motley Crue was on tour with him.
Yeah. And
they were trying to outshock each other or something.
He snorted some ants or something.
If you watch that documentary, there's several, but I watched a documentary on him, and it was really interesting how he left, and then his whole life is like tragedy because Randy Rhoads, who he first had when he was a solo, he died in that plane crash, and then he was so addicted he threatened Sharon that he was going to kill her, and she had to leave I'm scared. This guy's out of his mind.
He had some tragic shit, man.
Yeah, but then he always came back. shit, I remember watching the Osbournes.
Yeah.
When it was on
Yeah.
it was on TV. So I guess we are entering maybe not for a few years, Jake, for you, but we're entering that era where all these people that we listen to are starting to pass away.
Yeah.
And I think, Jake, your era of music wasn't quite so drug addled as ours.
Yeah,
was,
that's what I was gonna say. I'm like, to be fair, he was like what, 77,
76.
78, 76?
76,
Yeah.
right.
What's the average US life expectancy for a guy? It's like 74.
Yeah, it's right in there.
It is. It's 74.
And
Yeah.
living that crazy of a life, that's
To make it to
impressive.
76.
Just to make it
That's
off of
ridiculous.
all the tours that he did. Then that time, 20 years ago, 10 years ago, he flipped that ATV on him and broke a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah,
He could have
he
had
is-
the original COVID strain from that bat bite. You never know.
Right.
Got him.
Yep. That's
You never
crazy,
know,
man.
dude.
But it is interesting to see all those guys who make it out of that era. Somehow, if they do their mea culpa and they're like, sorry, I was a drug, I'm in rehab now. America accepts them back in. I mean, look at Snoop Dogg, right? It's like, hey, you were a killer, but now we love you.
Well, and he's a porno movie guy too. He did pornos. He made porno movies, and they all forget about that.
Who did?
That's because he's so
Snoop
cool.
Dogg.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Stallone
He's
did that.
so cool. That's why.
Cool.
He's
I
so
think
cool.
it's the same way with Motley Crue, right? Tommy Lee and Stevie, not what's his name, the Knicks guy on Motley Crue. the
Nikki
bass.
Steven Tyler,
Nikki
they've been
Sixx.
partying.
He died a couple times and came back. After
Yeah,
his
that's true.
addiction.
That's where
Yeah.
Kickstart My Heart came from. So
Yeah, that guy's been.
Yeah. But I tell you, the album that he did like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, Ozzy did. That's his last album, I think. I don't know how much they're doing in the studio, but that he either still sounds that way or they made him sound exactly that way. It's like there's no drop off.
Wow.
It's not like he couldn't hit high notes or anything like that. It was just like, yeah, that sounds like Ozzy from the 80s and from the 90s and from the 2000s, and sounds exactly right. So
that dude never quit. I mean, he was literally on tour or going
like
to
3
start a
weeks
new
ago.
Tour. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was getting ready to start a new one or something.
Yeah, I suppose. I guess you got to, right? What are you gonna do? You're just gonna fade out.
I think my generation's like hardcore bands were like Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Jane's Addiction and all those. And there's a handful of those guys that didn't make it. But
well, that's true.
I mean, was it Dave Navarro? Like he's been addicted to heroin like a dozen times, and he's still kicking.
He's the tattoo guy, right? He's the one that does all the tattoo shows.
I think he does
Dave
now,
Navarro?
but he was
Inked.
the lead.
Inked, yeah, he was doing Inked.
He was the lead
Yeah.
guy on Jane's Addiction for a long time.
Right. Well, and even if you go into like my daughter, who's 30 now, and you go into her formidable years, and it was all those DJs back then, right? And and a bunch of DJs drop off. They die off. There was one time where like 3 died in a couple of years. I'm like, what are these DJs doing? They really don't have any talent.
Doing hardcore DMT. All freaking.
I guess it's because they're dancing behind the keyboards and are like got a lot of free time on their hands.
Half of them are wearing massive masks on their head. They can't breathe. And got TBIs or whatever. They're worse than football players.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, you're probably right. But I don't have to. I mean, I remember my daughter was really broken up about one of the DJs. It was a DJ who was in the second Iron Man movie. I can't remember what his name was, but I guess he was a pretty popular DJ at the time. Yeah. So it was during the party that he had in his house that he got in the fight with the roadie with the other Iron Man suit. There was a DJ there, and I guess that DJ was pretty popular, obviously, to make it into a movie. So, but I think
Martin,
he died
you remember
next year
when MTV came out and they made those particular
they were
VJs.
VJs.
VJs. That's right. Video video guys, and man, they became superstars. I remember.
Oh yeah.
The 2 girls, the 3 guys.
Nina Blackwood. Triple
Those guys,
J Jackson, whatever that guy's name was.
Those guys were like huge stars for a while from just doing the videos.
Right. So, I don't know. I don't even know what music is now. So
no, I don't either. I don't know.
We'd have to have the kids on the podcast and go, "Hey, do you know this?" I'm like,
country and everything now. Everything's got country in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I do got a new band for you. It's a 2 guys. And I found them on Facebook. Really, really like them. So I started listening to their music on Pandora. It's Sons of Legion.
Oh,
very cool duo. Yeah. Husky voice, man. Sounds really good, man.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sons of Legion.
Sons of Legion.
We will. I'll take that assignment and I'll report back to you next week.
Yeah. Good stuff. That's what I'm listening to at the gym. Sons of Legion.
It's gonna be trash.
All right.
Come on, Jay. Power.
Well, let's get to the news then. All right.
Oh, okay.
This first story is from the Long Beach Post, and I adapted it a little bit. So, but it leads us into some pretty interesting stuff. In a race to replace the International Space Station, aerospace company Vast unveils new headquarters in Long Beach. So I guess Long Beach had rezoned, or California had rezoned a bunch of stuff, and a bunch of aerospace companies moved in there. So Vast, an aerospace company headquartered in Long Beach, California, announced this month it's nearly finished building out the last of the 3 warehouses on its 189,000 square foot campus, where workers are constructing what they hope will be the first commercial space station. At a ceremony to mark the milestone, Long Beach officials and Vast engineers ebullient over the company's progress said it epitomized the city's space beach culture of forward-looking companies that challenge conventional technologies in the aerospace sector. So you can see they're trying to push for that. You got Space Coast over in Florida. Now it's Space Beach. Probably got Spaced Out Beach if you go up to to certain beaches, right?
Space Beach.
The company, founded in 2021 by a crew of 40, has grown to a 950-person workforce of coders, engineers, and industry experts working under the singular directive to launch the first commercial space station into orbit. Vast is among the handful of companies vying for NASA's 2026 contract to replace the International Space Station. The ISS, built between 1998 and 2011. Really? It took them 13 years to build that damn thing?
Yeah.
It is scheduled for
retirement. And the shuttle went up
that was
a year.
Back when, 4 launches
before
a year.
Elon was chucking stuff,
Oh, shit.
Chucking it.
But the ISS is scheduled for retirement at the end of 2030. If selected, the company plans to have the first module of Haven 2, an evolved and NASA-certified version of Haven 1, in orbit by 2028. Further missions will add ligaments to the modular station through 2032. The company unveiled the model during the 75th International Aeronautical Congress in Milan last year. So they expect to have Haven 1 launched by as early as May 2026. A crew of 4 will be sent aboard a SpaceX Dragon spacecraft for the company's first crewed mission as early as June 2026. So you want to see what this sucker looks like?
Oh, yeah.
So is Elon taking him up with the Dragon?
Well, he would take the astronauts.
Okay.
But actually, that's a good point. It didn't say how they're going to get it up there.
How are they getting it up there?
They're just building the module. And here's the module.
Sounds like some good contract work with Elon.
Hi, everyone. I'm Drew Foistel, lead astronaut at Vast. Welcome to our Haven 1 spacecraft experience.
Foistel.
This looks fake. The Drew looks AI.
Look at that.
Come on aboard and I'll lead you into the corridor.
Look at the wood paneling they got.
This is kind of cool, man.
Yeah.
This is the hatch that allows us to rendezvous and dock with the SpaceX Crew Dragon vehicle. Here we have our crew interface display, and on the sides of the corridor is stowage for equipment, payloads, supplies, and food.
Velcro. spare
little further
Velcro.
on,
I
we
was
have
gonna
our
Look.
say
crew
the
quarters for
distinct
sleeping,
lack
2
of
on the
Velcro.
top, 2 on the
2
bottom.
crew quarters on the top, 2 on the bottom. No Velcro
And
yet.
moving into the crew common area, where we house our 10 mid-deck equipment payload lockers for flying experiments and research to space.
It's like an Airbnb.
No
And the
shit,
best part
man.
about the crew common area
IKEA.
is the
Made by
vast
IKEA.
Haven 1 domed window.
Domed window.
Oh,
That's cool. That's a hell of a bay window right there, man.
That
yeah.
is a big
Yeah.
one, yeah.
So
I
that's
like
what
how
they're
he said,
proposing.
We have one window. One window.
But that's the feature. This one, 3-meter window.
So that's going to replace the International Space Center.
No, they're
Yep.
trying to
Oh, yeah.
convince NASA to use them. So there's several companies vying for this contract to replace the ISS. That's just one of them. But I thought the video was kind of cool. So
But what we just looked at would be what their plan is to put in space as the space station.
that would be the first
A
module.
part of it.
Okay. Because then,
Then
you can
Haven
connect it.
2 adds on, then adds on.
I
adds
got you.
Yeah. Hopefully more windows.
More one. A
Not
couple
a
more
skip.
domed windows.
In fact, since you asked, several private companies are vying for NASA contracts to develop and build a successor to the ISS, which is scheduled to be decommissioned in 2030. While NASA hasn't publicly disclosed the exact number of contenders, major players include Axiom, Blue Origin, Northrop, Sierra Space, Voyager Space, and VAST. NASA is expected to select one or more of these companies to build and operate the new space station. These companies are not only competing for the NASA contract, but also for customers in the expanding commercial space tourism market.
Wow.
Is that expanding? Really?
I don't
NASA
even know if I
putting-
would have
They're
ride.
putting tourists up there.
I guess so.
Man,
I
oh,
mean,
man.
Catherine Perry is probably a good
Yeah.
example of that, right? NASA's goal is to transition from operating the ISS to purchasing services from these commercial space stations. So that was a look at it, but you watch them walk through that vast Haven 1 module. And it's clean and it's modern looking and all the hatches work. I wish they would do like a similar current state of the ISS and do a walkthrough.
Yeah.
I mean, that's by now gotta look like the Aludine hooches by now, right? It's just
All
like,
the hook and loop.
Oh, yeah.
Just all
like
those hooks
duct
are just
tape
straight,
for
just
handles
straight.
and shit.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
It's gotta look like just a
There's a random puddle of
trash,
something
right?
sticky over there. Like, what is it? Don't touch it, man. Jeez.
Like, what's that smell? I like that's the Russian side. We've known about that for 10 years. Right?
Who brought
man,
up
it's gotta be
sauerkraut? Seriously, guys? Every time.
That's going to be a lot of work for those companies. I'm sure each company has about 10,000 subs that will do one
Well,
particular piece of equipment.
Plus the money they're putting into development
Oh, man.
in hopes of getting a piece of this pie.
Yeah. That's like build it and they will come, right?
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, what do you do if they don't, right?
Ooh.
I don't know. Thought it was interesting, though. So a little update on the
That is
ISS.
cool.
We're going to have to keep our eye on old
Good to see
Haven
there's
1.
plans for that.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to this story, which is interesting and a little terrifying at the same time. And now with Jake's article about ticks, that makes it even more terrifying. So this is from taskandpurpose.com. The title is She Was the First Woman to Fly as an Air Force Thunderbird. Then she got mysteriously sick. So if you remember back, this reminds me a lot, and pay attention to how the doctors treated this stuff through the article. But it reminds me of the years we went through where they're just like, oh, that's Gulf War syndrome. We can't quite figure it out.
Yeah.
You just got some Gulf War syndrome. This is almost like she was treated here.
We're going to contribute to that.
Yeah. Nicole Malachowski made her name as the first woman to fly for the Air Force Thunderbirds, the service's elite flying demonstration team. She also flew over 180 hours in combat, instructed F-15 pilots, and served as a military aide to former First Lady Michelle Obama. Pretty badass, right?
No doubt.
Yeah.
All of that
Good
came to
career.
a halt in 2013 when her body was overrun almost overnight by chronic pain, leaving her fighting for her career and her life. She had been hit by a tick-borne illness, though she didn't know it yet. She went from being an elite fighter pilot to losing her ability to read and write, experiencing hallucinations and balance issues, and eventually being unable to get out of bed. She was medically discharged from the Air Force in December 2017 as 100% unfit for duty due to chronic system tick-borne illness. Tick-borne illness.
I wonder how they figured it out and contributed to a tick.
Well, yeah, she'll describe it here. So it's a little bit lengthy, but bear with me. Centers for Disease Control estimate that nearly 476,000 people are treated for Lyme disease each year. Between 2019 and 2022, the CDC received reports of more than 46,000 tick-borne illness cases from state and local health departments.
Damn.
The Department of Defense maintains a MIL-TICK database of information submitted by military families. In 2024, the DoD tested 3,000 ticks, and 167 were positive for one or more human pathogens. The most common reports are Lone Star ticks, which are found in the southeastern U.S., where many bases are located, according to the Defense Health Agency. This week, the DHA highlighted new research co-authored by one of the military's leading tick scientists on the rise of ticks carrying God, I forgot how to say it.
Yep.
Babesiosis, a tick-borne disease typically causing flu-like symptoms, but that can be fatal compared to others. It has been more commonly found in the Northeast and Midwest, but scientists are seeing it expand to mid-Atlantic states. All right, so here's her story. Malachowski was first bitten in July 2012 while stationed at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base in North Carolina. She had flu-like symptoms and a rash on her hip. She went to doctors on base. She says, I distinctly remember them saying, we don't have Lyme disease in North Carolina, and dismissed her.
So you're like, good.
Yeah.
Stop
You
scratching.
don't have that here. That's
Yeah, don't itch it.
Here's some hydrocortisone. There you go. Her health deteriorated in the following months. She felt pins and needles, became clumsy. That's scary as shit. That's neurological, right?
Scary, dude.
Yeah. Yeah, you're just like, oh, what's
you
going
go from a fighter pilot to I can barely freaking.
Yeah,
exactly. And the doctors are like, what do you want? That's not Lyme disease. Go away.
Right. She couldn't find the right words and had a panic attack in a grocery store. A doctor interpreted her first Lyme disease test as negative. She got a brain scan, was told she may be developing multiple sclerosis.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, we'll just guess it's something. She went on to her next assignment at Naval War College in Rhode Island. Lightning struck twice, Malachowski said, when she pulled an engorged tick off of her right thigh when she was in Rhode Island. Oh, Malachowski believes that tick ironically saved her life because it gave her the evidence she needed. Now, on a side note, you're like, did you go out in the woods again?
Yeah.
What are you doing out there?
She might have just fallen down in the gutter due to lack of
could be
mobility.
Yeah.
Those ticks like them thighs, though, don't they?
Double
thigh thighs is a great place.
Yeah, man. All right.
I could be a tick in my next life.
Yeah, I knew it. You blood-sucking bastard.
Ooh, that's a warm little crux up there. Let me go bury in.
Dibs. I call dibs on this sweaty portion.
Yeah.
I'll have to chop that up for a soundbite that we can use later.
Sickos.
To get permission to see doctors at one of the only tick-borne illness-focused clinics in Boston, she sat out. So she was trying to go to a civilian place. She sat outside the former Air Force Surgeon General's office until he authorized it. She was diagnosed with 5 tick-borne pathogens. The infection spread to her brainstem, threatening her sensory and motor functions and her life. She was given 3 months of antibiotics directly to the central veins near her heart. So she must have like a PICC line going in.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dunk.
So for all those people out there that say the military doesn't earn their retirement,
yeah,
like you can go kind of like we don't have any control of our lives for 20 something
20
years.
some years. That's a fact.
Not when you're
So-
going to the supposed
then-
medical experts. Yeah. Yeah.
Just in general, right? Like
Yeah. Right.
all
right.
the random anthrax vaccines, all that
Sure.
stuff, all the history of experiment, all the history of neglect,
Yeah.
all that hand waving of it's Gulf War syndrome. Oh, it's just a tick bite. This lady had to sit outside the office and
right. To
become a
go
nuisance
see. Yeah.
and
to go
threaten
see
her
a civilian.
career
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go get an off-base authorization.
Well,
Well,
well
just,
said. Well said.
look at Josh Respecki. His stomach was deteriorating, and they would
was gone.
Yeah.
And we don't have any those medical doctors don't have any recourse
No.
because you can't sue them
Can't sue him
for
Yeah,
malpractice or anything
nothing.
like that. So they're
I've
like,
got more comments about that later, but I'll save them.
yeah, sorry.
Malachowski has lingering symptoms, but she's substantially better since the treatment. She's now on a mission to fight the stigmas that tick-borne illness patients face for appearing seemingly healthy while dealing with chronic symptoms and being dismissed as Lyme loonies. I didn't know that. Maybe the doctors do that, I guess.
Quite the name.
There are more than a dozen tick-borne illnesses, but the most common diagnosis comes from ticks carrying Lyme disease, but there are others. That's all I associate it with, right?
Lyme disease.
Lyme disease, yeah. Okay, here's another guy, Anders Carlson, a medically retired C-17 pilot, had a similar story when he felt like doctors switched between uncertainty of his condition and gaslighting him to believe a diagnosis he knew was wrong. Carlson still isn't sure when the infection occurred, but in 2016, he found a bullseye rash. Not sure what that is. I can kind of picture it, I guess.
That's it.
A bullseye rash, a classic early sign of Lyme disease while stationed at Travis Air Force Base in California. In 2019, he had dizzy spells, heart issues, and nerve problems. He stopped flying. He didn't know what was wrong, but one thing was certain. He didn't want to become a statistic. He was sent to behavioral health and was almost diagnosed as a hypochondriac.
Oh, my God.
There you go, serving our people well. Right?
Unbelievable.
Carlson enlisted the help of Malachowski. Her behind-the-scenes work with military officials and referrals to private doctors changed the trajectory of his health. He got a Lyme disease diagnosis, finally, but not before he spent more than $100,000 of his own money seeking answers.
Wow.
So,
and there's no way for him to get that back.
No, you're not going to recoup
no
that.
one for him to, yeah.
Right.
There's
go. No. Go ahead.
Well, that bullseye rash, I was just going to clarify. It literally looks like on white skin. It goes further out. It's red and then white, red, white.
Oh,
red.
it really does change.
It literally
colors
looks
like
like rings of the bullseye.
Man, it would freak me out. Right?
Yeah, dude.
After Malachowski was discharged, she fought to get Department of Veterans Affairs disability coverage, sending letters to prove her private doctor's credibility and explain the latest science of chronic Lyme disease. Here we go. Because Lyme is considered mostly treatable, despite up to 20% of patients remaining chronically ill, there was no relevant VA disability code. Sorry, we don't have a code for it.
No code, no percentage.
Unbelievable.
You sure you don't have sleep apnea? Because we got a code for that. But we don't got nothing for this. So Malachowski said her rating had to include a laundry list of horrific and chronic suffering symptoms, a lesson she uses to help other veterans going through similar headaches. So what strikes me about this article, and from my own career and from all the other stories that I've heard, is just how non-curious military doctors are. You know, it's like, we got to get you in the door, out the door, in the door, out the door, you know? And it's like, but I've come back.
Vitamin M for forever.
Oh, God.
Right?
Yeah.
Vitamin M. Give them Motrin. 800
Motrin or hydrocortisone.
Better. Yep.
Yeah, you'll be good.
Right? Or they'll do, they'll refer you to behavioral health, which is a career killer anyway.
Yep.
Despite what they say, it's still a career killer within your chain of command. So
I think so too.
But just how they just want to come to some conclusion and then send you out the door. That's, most of my experience has been that, even though I didn't have anything real serious. But I know many people who do, and they're just like, yeah, that's what it is. And you're like, that's not what it is. You know,
It's called a
Good thing your
practice
main
for a
thing is
reason.
obvious.
well,
Your
sure.
main thing is obvious. You're like, he's only got 3/4 of a leg.
Yeah.
You can probably, if you get
Quick
the
thought.
right shoe, you're
Yeah.
probably okay.
Have you tried like angles?
Walk on the side.
We got a knee scooter right over here. You sure you wouldn't want that?
Freaking stump scooter.
Stump scooter.
Put it in like a phone.
Oh my
With the
God.
sock that you can ride on.
Oh,
That'd be
One
sweet.
thing I am disappointed about having the prosthetic is that there's not more cool prosthetics that you could get, like wheels that pop out or a knife that could pop
Oh.
out, or little secret compartments. I suppose there
Right.
would if I could get with an engineer, but
I'm
I'll
sure they
find
exist
you one.
already. I bet they
But there's-
exist, Marty.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
Marty. There's that other tick-borne illness that I was telling you guys about. That alpha.
oh yeah, bring that up. What's it called again?
It's called alpha gal syndrome.
Alpha gal syndrome. That is
And it-
insane.
It's from the saliva, and it's your body having a reaction to the tick's saliva, and it creates a reaction in your body so that you're allergic to that alpha gal gene, which is also in red meat.
Oh,
So then after that point, you could have a tick bite and have flu symptoms and then be good after that. All of a sudden, you can have anaphylactic shock from eating a steak, from eating a hot dog, from like,
It makes
and
you,
it's a surprise one too. You're like,
right.
oh, I am now allergic to red meat.
oh, I'd be so pissed.
that
Dude, can you imagine that? Like all of a sudden you're non-vol vegetarian.
non-vol vegetarian.
Just freaking, well,
Guess I'm
guess
eating
I
a
love
lot of kale
chickpeas.
today.
yeah.
Oh, what's on the
Chickpeas are the
soy
best.
menu today? Holy
Oh,
shit.
Oh, dude.
Skin
Not good,
rashes
man.
or hives, gastrointestinal
Yeah.
issues, heartburn, severe stomach pain, diarrhea, difficulty breathing, swelling of your lips, throat, or tongue.
Man,
Alpha
that's pretty
gal
much stuff right
syndrome.
there. Yep.
And the weird thing is it can kick in like once your body starts breaking it all down. So it's like a 3 to 6 hour after eating window.
Oh,
So you could eat a steak and be fine and then like be ready to go to bed and you're like going into anaphylactic shock or savage diarrhea and you're like, what is going on here?
oh man.
And later in that article, it says other foods connecting to alpha gal syndrome include dairy and gelatin.
Oh man.
So it's
Taking
almost
all the
like
goodies
anything with
Might be
animal.
non-vol vegan.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're closer to
Jeez,
non-vol
that's
vegan.
crazy.
And they'll be prescribed an EpiPen.
Man.
They'll get prescribed that.
Oh,
Holy shit, man!
You
it's
never
crazy.
realized that a small tick could beat us up so bad.
No, not really.
Right?
I
Oh
mean,
yeah, some little bite that you're like,
Yeah.
now maybe that's because of the ticks we have out in Colorado, because a lot of these ticks are, like they said, southeast, northeast. But I'm sure it'll spread here eventually.
That makes
Yeah.
me nervous.
Right.
Well, don't get a tick.
It's
Shit.
not so much
Crazy,
get a
man.
tick embedded in you and backing it out with a cigarette butt. Now you got to worry about, oh shit, I can't eat anything from the animals anymore. And
It's
I'm
funny 'cause
clumsy and I can't think of words anymore. Holy
To
shit.
prevent the tick bites, we all used to wear pantyhose under our freaking pants, man, because they can't go through the pantyhose.
that's why.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm telling
No.
you, yes.
How could they not go through the
Is there,
pantyhose?
I promise
I'm
it's a
surprised you
tick
didn't.
bite.
As an army guy, we wore pantyhose when we were in the woods.
That was
Especially
never
in
told
South
to us.
Carolina.
Eric,
we
the,
wore-
the pantyhose.
What
maybe,
unit
but you
was
can't
that?
make excuses for the skirt, okay? Don't even freaking play it off.
Charleston,
man.
South Carolina, baby. We go to a place called
And if
Northfield.
you're worried about snakes, we got some 3-inch pumps over here for you.
Well,
that you
we
can
did
wear.
do that.
Exactly.
Keep you
Yeah,
right above
but-
the snakes.
Some
But to
lace
avoid the
up golf
ticks,
boots. Some
we would
Doc
wear
Marten lace
pantyhose,
up
man. I'm
up your
telling
knee.
you. Telling you.
Fishnets
I had
don't
never,
count, Eric.
I've never heard of that. Never heard of that.
We
Fishnet
did.
pantyhose. They
Pantyhose,
don't work,
baby.
buddy.
Ticks can't get to you. I'm surprised you haven't heard it from like hunters. Hunters will wear them too when they go out in the woods for hunting.
Can you imagine pranking the new guy? Giving
That
him
would be
fish
awesome.
nets,
It's like, oh
giving
yeah.
him some red fish
Yeah.
nets or something. Be like, yeah, wear the pantyhose. They help with tick.
And for extra protection, put this maxi pad in there. That'll be
You
perfect.
just don't like the creativity that us cops had.
Pantyhose
Sure,
work
that
like a
was
champ for-
valid advice, but I'll look it up. We'll look it up.
Sure.
Pantyhose work great
Do
for cold
pantyhose
weather,
prevent
Axel.
ticks? No, I've heard that. I know that. I mean, I've never seen a tranny get cold, so I'm sure they're good.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So anyway, interesting article. Another fear unlocked for us.
No, for
So,
sure.
Yeah, man.
Check
But
it out.
man, that
Wearing
she was
pantyhose can help prevent tick bites, providing a physical barrier between your skin and ticks.
Okay.
Huh.
Pantyhose
Eric, that
acts as
does
a
not
barrier,
apply to
reducing the
lipstick
likelihood
either,
of
okay?
ticks attaching to your skin.
For the ticks, I promise.
We're just creative, man. Creative. Wear a pantyhose. Of course, they would always split in the crotch and everywhere when I tried to put a pair on.
What kind of dirty horse stuff are you doing? All my pantyhose are
You have to
crotch.
wear a pretty big size pantyhose for a man, my son.
Oh, so you were wearing queen size, maybe
Oh, yeah.
the,
Extra large egg.
the ticks are talking among themselves. They're like, "Don't
Yeah.
worry, that guy will split it right up." In
We
the
get through the crotch.
He's already got to
Beeline.
run with those ashy ass heels. He's got to run. Don't play it off.
Oh, see, leave it to space guys to think creativity in the woods doesn't exist. There you
Well,
go.
I don't know what you're doing out there in the woods with a bunch of pantyhose legged.
And you, as an
Security
army
forces.
guy, should have known that. I can't believe you didn't know pantyhose would help.
No,
Okay.
that wasn't for us. I don't know. No,
Yeah.
maybe it was just smart
That's
security forces.
Artillery
Yeah.
guy just hangs
Just
out.
leave a comment in there on what you actually think the reason Eric wore pantyhose is for. Was it business or pleasure? Or most likely 60-40 on the pleasure of business.
Well, workable pleasure is okay with me too, right?
If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
That's right,
Hey,
man.
we're out of the field. We're over the bowling alley with the beer. They're like, "Hey, you can take those pantyhose off now, man. I mean, there's no ticks in here."
Yeah, you just never know.
You never know.
They bounce around all over the place, man. You just never know.
It's fair. Better safe than sorry. That's true.
That's right.
Do they prevent
Okay.
Chigger bites too?
Chigger
Do they? Because
I would assume
Chiggers.
I didn't think they were actually real. I grew up like Pacific
Chiggers?
Northwest.
Oh,
We
yeah.
don't.
Oh,
have
that's
them.
right. Yeah.
And then I
Chiggers.
got them on a motorcycle ride.
Really?
They were horrible.
No,
Well,
yeah,
we were-
they'll eat you up,
I was
man.
walking to
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
camping, and I walked
Yeah.
to the bathroom.
They hurt.
in my
That
flip flops.
hurts. For a long time, it hurts.
Yeah,
too.
yes.
They'll eat you up.
That's a
I'd be
nasty
wearing
look.
pantyhose in the summertime all the time.
See?
Dude,
Purpose. They have a purpose. Trust me.
All right.
they
we checked
attract
you.
other things though.
Well, let's transition from the physical ailments to some mental ailments, shall we?
Oh yeah.
Okay, this article is a couple of weeks old, but it's I wanted to get your guys' take on this. This is from Task and Purpose. Gambling addiction in the military may be going unnoticed, advocates warn. I don't think it's unnoticed, but
No, I don't think so. No, either.
this actually makes some good points here. The military is full of young men who are drawn to risky behaviors, a demographic that experts say has the greatest probability for developing gambling addictions. The quote, the biopsychosocial factors of that military population. It's likely a younger male audience, high risk takers, adrenaline seekers. Those types of personalities that are drawn to the military are also very likely drawn to gambling for the same reasons.
Is that a change from 50 years ago, for Christ's sake?
No, it is not.
Oh,
And there's
my
some comments
goodness.
on this that'll hit home with what you're saying. So this was said by Kate Hubble, Director of Communications for the National Council on Problem Gambling. Experts who study addiction say gambling is a blind spot in the military's approach to mental health. Well, there's a lot of blind spots in the military's approach to mental health. This is just one of them. Each branch treats problem gambling differently. Now, this was interesting. The Army's substance abuse program regulation lists gambling disorder under, quote, crimes against society, along with prostitution, weapons violations, and vagrancy as data that commanders are required to report each month. Wow. That's a weird category.
Yeah, it is.
The Navy and Marine Corps substance abuse policies include 5 sentences on gambling disorder, so very little. The Air Force has stated that it will not treat gambling disorder the same as substance abuse. Okay, nice. I don't know if that's good or bad. So
yeah, okay.
Okay. Does that mean I'm not getting in trouble?
Now the Air Force is going to go have them sit in that freaking new recliner for 20 minutes.
Sensory booth.
They'll feel better
and just do FanDuel all day long.
Yeah, that's a
parlay after parlay
experiment right there. I tell you,
that's
official data on gambling in the ranks comes through voluntary surveys, responses to which are often not truthful. I can't believe that.
Wait. How many times when you went to get your physical taken, everybody knew it was like, how many drinks do you have?
How many drinks?
Oh,
yeah.
No more than 3. Never more than 3.
Nope, never more than 3, and it's all for social reason. Right?
Yep. And if you were on PRP,
social gathering.
I had one.
Is only one on PRP?
PRP, baby. You don't even talk about, because if you drink more than one, you were drinking too much on PRP.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, goodness.
Advocates hope new funding from Congress might soon begin to change that. It won't. Gambling addiction holistically across the spectrum, even outside the DoD population, is horrendously under-researched, and we have very limited data, Hubble told Task and Purpose. As defense officials finalize the 2026 budget, the National Council on Problem Gambling, which advocates for addiction treatment but still supports legalized betting, that's a little bit contradictory, is asking Congress to help study gambling in the military to improve prevention and treatment options. Major gambling companies like FanDuel and BetMGM are also pushing Congress to study the issue in the military. That's like the old, who was the cigarette companies back then, right?
Oh, yeah. Marlboro and all of them.
Well, yeah, but whoever was making cigarettes, I can't remember the name off the head. But they were always in Congress like, yes, we need to find a solution for the smoking. It's like, we'll stop producing cigarettes. So they're like, we need to find another solution.
Different solution.
Yeah. The Department of Defense's 2018 survey of troop health behaviors found the prevalence of problem gambling across the active duty population was approximately 1.6%, mostly among enlisted men. That was 2018. The 2002 survey found an even smaller 1.2 prevalence rate. I don't know why those are weird. So, as directed by Congress, the DoD added a question to screen for gambling disorder in its annual health assessment screening. After collecting data for a year, the department found a gambling disorder affected nearly 6 in every 10,000 troops.
I can't believe it's that low.
Well, here's where it makes some sense, right? Nathan Smith, director of research at Kinbridge, said the finding of 0.06% prevalence was, quote, an incomprehensibly silly number, and that compared to general population rates, it just doesn't make sense. He said the reason why they get this number is because they ask people, quote, do you have a gambling problem? And if you say yes, then you're going to lose your career. No shit.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't have a gambling problem.
I don't have a problem.
I'll bet you have a gambling problem. It's like, I'll take that bet.
Well, and even the ones that do have a problem aren't usually going to admit to having a problem.
No, of course not.
Very few.
Right?
No. Yeah.
Smith
I had
said
a roommate
touching
in Alaska that would take leave over March Madness. He would take leave.
That's just a bracket. He probably had 20 brackets. He probably had
on March Madness.
Going. Sure.
And then
Doctor,
he was
over
running
March
down
Madness,
to Western Union.
I only have one drink over March Madness.
He was wiring.
I only make one bet, one drink.
That's exactly
it.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah. And I'm home in bed in my pantyhose by 9 o'clock. So.
Well, there's a lot of ticks in my room.
A lot of things.
You never know. Got to be aware.
They prevent bed bug bites.
There we go.
Just in case.
Yeah.
This guy said, touching on a common enough theme in the military where some service members self-censor during mental health surveys due to fears over how their answers will impact their careers. Yeah, no shit. The Uniform Code of Military Justice does not ban gambling, with the exception of gambling with a subordinate. Okay. Most disciplinary actions related to gambling arise when a service member has unpaid rent or car payments. So now they're getting in trouble because they don't have the money. That's when they find the gambling problem.
Gambling issues, yeah.
Now, so that's what the article is. It's like, oh, we got a blind spot. It's like, yes, we've got an enormous blind spot. But at the same time you read through this article, I pulled out a couple comments to people who read this article. And the first one is, here we are again, turning over every little rock, trying to figure out why military people gamble. I served from 64 to 84. We gambled in the barracks. We gambled out on Liberty. We gambled aboard ships. I saw men sign over their paychecks from a night of bad luck at poker, craps, or blackjack. Why do we gamble? Because we were bored. Perhaps the new modern military offers lots of diversionary entertainment, but the video games, web access, sports venue, whatever, just can't and never will compete with watching a couple of cubes with little spots on them rolling to a stop on your number, nor drawing a card while sitting on 16 hoping you'll hit 21.
Yep.
So the other guy, another comment I wanted to mention was, the new element in this equation is the online gambling and the ease of accessing it. A friend of mine's son, third-year university student, racked up $37,000 debt by using his mother's credit card in 2 months. It was easy just sitting in front of a computer. It become addictive and destructive just like that. And the advertisements are geared to the most vulnerable demographics, people who don't know where the next meal is coming from. That's just like the lotto.
Yeah.
My suspicion is there is a huge credit default coming from online gambling is going to bite a bunch of our service folks in the not too distant future. Hell yeah, it's right on your phone. You know?
Yeah.
And even though you're putting a $5 parlay down, which is nothing, you win 1 out of 20 times and you're back in. And it's just, you know, it's way too easy. You know,
it's like walking around with a freaking slot machine accessible 24/7. 24/7.
Yeah. It's like being in the airport in Vegas.
Yeah.
I'm just going to kill an hour over here.
Waste $100. Yep.
And these are guys who are getting preyed on by the car dealerships right outside base or post that are going to give 20%. Yeah, payday loans. Oh yeah, get your money early. That's right.
Yeah,
you know, that was so. It sounds so innocent. I remember I was in Fort Hood. I can't remember the bank, but they were like, "We'll pay you 3 days early," and you're like, "Oh fuck, I can pay 3 days early." If it's just 3 days earlier gone, man.
Like that's going to save you any kind of money.
I know. You just altered everything by 3 days, and you're still broke at the same time. So
spending it, doesn't make sense.
So
Marty, this brings up the point. I'd like to take this minute to acknowledge one of our sponsors, FanDuel. This section is brought to you by FanDuel. One of the easiest ways to gamble your paychecks away.
It is
sporting events.
Absolutely.
Fantasy football, fantasy baseball, fantasy NASCAR, even.
Fantasy
all brought to you
golf.
by FanDuel.
Right?
Yep.
I don't know what they call the fantasy golf, but I know you have almost like the old hot stove leagues, right? You pick several. You can do a whole season, or you can do tournament by tournament in golf, right?
See,
yeah.
FanDuel for all your gambling needs and addiction problems.
So here's the thing: the minute the military says
any other problems,
gambling is prohibited,
California, New Mexico,
you can't. That's when the numbers will be higher. When they tell them they can't, you're not authorized to gamble anymore.
Oh, sure, right.
And then it's going to go boom, through the roof.
Well, before the risk of sounding too old, but obviously before cell phones and stuff, you'd be in formation, you go about your duty day, you had nothing to look at, and then Okay, maybe you had a computer, maybe you didn't. But now you got a phone in your pocket, information, going about your day, unless you're in a restricted area, of course. But the vast majority of military isn't a restricted area.
Nope, that's right.
So, they're placing bets
24/7, man.
You can run a
24/7.
fantasy football league on DraftKings. So you
Yeah.
can just do
Yeah, you
your
don't even have to
unit's
do
fantasy
right.
football league
Right.
on DraftKings,
Right.
you know.
And
But-
the way they
It's
do
just
it with
an
this
app.
whole, give us $10, we'll guarantee your first $200 win, or whatever
Oh,
it is.
sure. Yeah.
You
Get you a
start it, they
taste.
feel like that open door
Yeah.
policy. Come
We'll
on in,
give you
we'll get
200,
started.
but then we're
Yeah.
going to take 2,000 from you.
Yeah,
eventually.
we're gonna
So-
get it back hand
Oh,
fold,
easy. Yeah.
hand over.
It's pretty. And now I have known occasional guys who treat it almost like a job. I mean, they look into a lot of trends.
Yep.
They look into a lot of stuff, and they actually make money. But it's the same guy who goes up to a Blackhawk, and you're like, "You make money?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, I come back with like $5,000." I was like, "How the fuck do you do that?" Right? But that's not the vast majority of people.
No.
So, and I was like, oh yeah, I want to do this, parlay during the basketball season. I was like, oh, Nikola Jokic, he can get 20 points this game, easy. 19. You're like, motherfucker. But it's so close. And then I gotta get the next bet. And it's crazy. It's crazy addictive to make you want to keep betting. So
the only thing I do that's even close is I like to play Texas Hold'em poker, and it's a $20 bet is my max.
Right, but you have a limited amount. You know what you're in. It's not.
And
like
when
you
I
can
know the
find-
guys, it's a friendly game. It's not some freaking.
It's not online. It's a local game.
No, yeah,
But
it's
that
guys that
one
we do at work.
comment, was perfectly correct about you don't know about a gambling problem until he can't pay his bills. Now,
Yeah.
Jake
That's
had a
exactly
troop
it.
who couldn't pay his bills. It wasn't because of gambling; it was because his wife took all his money.
She got him good.
But
She wouldn't
that's
pay the
how
bill.
that's how it manifests.
Yep.
So anyway, I thought it would be interesting to see based on all our careers and all the things that we've seen. I never saw people play necessarily in the barracks for money, because I think most of the time, like the DI or somebody was like, I don't want to see any fucking money, coming out like that. And most people their money's tied up with either the wife they shouldn't have gotten married to, the car they shouldn't have bought, or something like that. So they're like, I got no money to gamble. But back in the old days, you hear those stories of like, oh yeah, I would, those guys who got paid at the table in cash, and they would turn to the right and pay all the guys that they owed debt to, and they'd be left with, I had $750 for the next payday. It's like, oh, how did you do that, man? How did you do that?
Cops were in the we are bored on post. Like if you were sitting in a weapon storage area or something, they break out cash. And even if it was, we'd gamble with pennies a lot of times. So you wouldn't freaking. I knew guys that bring jars of pennies and we'd bet pennies. Fucking stupid shit. Just to play at work, right? I mean, you're in a fire team facility in a weapon storage area. You're there for an 8-hour day. You're not going anywhere.
Right.
You're sitting in the facility. You're playing cards.
Oh, that's what he said. Boredom is mostly what it is. Yeah. So, all right, Eric, what do you got for this day in military history?
So I had to take a little liberty with tonight's history. I took a little liberty. It's not specific military.
Excited.
But I did it for you and Jake.
Oh, nice.
Specifically for you and Jake. So I think I'm going to be good here. So check it out. July 23rd, 1972.
Oh, a little more recent.
Right? Pretty recent. So 50 years ago, humanity gained a powerful new tool to study our home planet. Any ideas?
1972?
Yeah.
Is that the Hubble?
Close. That day, July 23rd, 1972, the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, and the United States Geological Survey co-launched the first satellite, Landsat 1,
Landsat. Holy shit.
Landsat 1 in the Landsat program, the longest running program to collect satellite imagery of Earth. The latest part of the fleet, Landsat 9, launched just last year. But 50 years ago, Landsat 1, big thing, right? So in 65, inspired by the orbital photography from the Gemini and Mercury programs, responsible for sending humans into orbit, then head of USGS William Pecora dreamed up the concept of remote sensing satellites to observe Earth's terrain and bodies of water, allowing for ongoing monitoring and natural resources. And I'm sure there was probably a military piece of this as the first satellite went up.
Yeah, right.
You know, I just don't know what it would be. But in fact, here's a piece of it. First, the Department of Defense was concerned that such high-powered optical satellites would endanger reconnaissance missions. Another hurdle was the Bureau of Budget's reluctance because high-altitude aircraft were perceived as a more financially responsible alternative to satellites. So Landsat basically started the whole, hey, imagery, collection of intelligence. This was the first product that was basically able to do it for us.
Wow, that's cool, man.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. So were you guys familiar with Landsat? You'd heard of it?
Yeah, I've heard of Landsat. Yeah.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, Landsat 1.
That's cool, though.
1972, July 23rd. And I could go into, you guys know, it's a satellite, collects imagery, blah, blah, blah. But I thought it was pretty cool for you guys. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
72.
Good one.
Well, yeah, all right. You want to throw some space stuff? Really?
Yeah, I had to do some space stuff.
I like that.
Yeah. Because there was some military stuff out there, but I'm like, oh, dude, this is a little different. Let's do this.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. To back you up on some of the choices that you've made for history, right? Yeah. Do you look on YouTube on the comments that we got on the Port Chicago story that you had?
I did not. Is it bad?
One guy said, I've been up there. The whole area is flattened out and they still haven't rebuilt it yet. Wow. You have street curbs and fire hydrants. I don't know what that means, but basically he was saying he was where that explosion was and they haven't rebuilt it.
Wow. That's crazy.
Another guy said, because the stevedores loading and unloading the munitions were black.
Yeah. Yeah.
I believe we talked about that.
Well, we did, but he used stevedores. So I was like, oh shit.
Conversation, it was like history. And it brought to light the disparity between the races. We're like, what the?
That's what it's like. Where are you going?
Like, both of our Marty and my faces were like, I didn't make that connection at all.
It worked out pretty good. But you know, it's funny. I was looking at, I usually, I pursue news on my computer, and MSN always pops up. And there was a big article about the explosion this week.
Port Chicago explosion?
Port Chicago.
Because it was, 44. It was 44 or 45? 44, I think, right?
Yeah.
So whatever that is. Geez,
it's crazy.
60, 80 years, 81 years.
Pops up.
No, that was a good one, though. So
pretty cool. Well, I'm glad people were interested. That was something I learned a lot about, and I wasn't familiar with at all.
Despite Jake's quippiest one-liners, which I didn't walk over this episode, which I walked over several last week. Your history still gets the most views of all the shorts.
That's nice.
It's cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. Okay, gentlemen, that was fun. That was a good episode. Go ahead, Jake.
Well, no, when on the outro, I know you've been giving me a lot of guff about not jabbing Eric on the outro. So I just want to take this moment, and I posted it in the link, and I found Eric's pre-OnlyFans blog. And if you'll take a look at that, it is pH balance or pantyhose balance is the balance I try to keep between my love for pantyhose, tights, other tight stretchy articles of clothing, and my relationship with my wife and life in general.
I wonder.
There's reviews of hosiery and other tight, stretchy clothing, as well as my ramblings. Enjoy. Brought to you by Mr. History, Eric Perrott.
Thank you very much. I'll accept that.
So for all of you out there, go enjoy that if you want to. And
barriers protecting
Eric
you
in
from
his little
ticks.
camo hosiery.
Let's see. Can I share this thing?
I truly appreciate the support, Jake.
You're welcome. I appreciate you being so upfront with your love of
Well, the hosiery.
I noticed you didn't put your face in any of those pictures.
Nope.
But I recognize from the waistline down. Don't pretend like I don't know.
It feels good, Jake. It feels good.
Are you able to see that pH balance right there, or no? I'm trying to share it.
See it below in the line of our pictures where you've got the Vast One movie. I can see it down there.
There it is.
Hey,
there we go. Original Mr. History's vlog.
Camo tights with flies, so no more blown out pantyhose for you.
Right? Yeah. Things that fit.
There
Think about
go.
if the military could have come up with a military camouflaged hose, pantyhose, barrier to prevent tick bites.
You wouldn't even have to wear BDU pants or ABU pants.
You just go with
wear
your
those,
baby. That's right.
You know, you'd probably add that on as like, do you have some pantyhose to prevent tick bites? And they're like, you didn't need to say the tick bites, dude. That's okay. That's all right.
To prevent tick bite.
Okay, so since we have military gambling tonight, I will throw out the first bet. I say we get 2 comments concerning pantyhose worn in the woods to prevent tick bites.
I will make a short out of just that.
I bet we get a comment.
All right, we'll see. That's very good. We'll try it. I'll make it short and I'll put it out there and we'll see what. And but people are going to be reluctant. It's almost like that gambling thing. They're like, should I comment to know that? Yes, I wore pantyhose in the military, but it wasn't necessarily for tick bites.
Yeah.
Well, you're not going to come out clean.
It was for that one show at Nellis that I went to during Red Flag.
It was my addiction back then.
Let's end that before we go too much further, right? On behalf of all of us here, I'd like to thank you for listening today. Please like, share, and subscribe, and let us know how we did in the comments. And make sure next week that you are not
late for changeover.
Man, thanks for the week, and everyone listening and watching. Thanks for watching and listening. We'll see you next week.
Eric, I support your pantyhose addiction or use.
Will you still be my friend, Jake?
The makeup is where I draw the line. The ticks aren't biting your lips, buddy.
Pantyhose for ticks, false eyelashes for mosquitoes,
red
lips for chiggers. There you go. There you go. It's all in the handbook. Just
the face only his wife can love.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
Peace out.